Winter's coming fast. Don't face it alone. Get on the waiting list now at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, 705 South Houston. As winter weather hits, make the call and don't fall. Click their icon today at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM. Good morning, Central Illinois, and welcome to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kim. I'm really happy to be on the WTIM Morning Show, which is expected to be the case for the foreseeable future. And there's, even in the winter, plenty going on at the Christian County Historical Society. And here to talk about all of that and much more is Jody Heberling, the co-president of the Christian County Historical Society. Jody, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to talk to you now. I think this is the first time actually we've met since the Earth Day celebration last year. Yeah, so
yes.
It's a long time no see. And of course, you've got this year's Earth Day coming up in just a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show, but you've got another event coming up in the near future, the Chicken and Noodles dinner, the drive-through dinner. Talk a little bit about that and what folks can expect.
Our chicken and noodle drive-through dinner is usually one of our more major fundraisers that we try to cover our costs for operating. So we try to get out and sell tickets in advance, and we would welcome anybody that would like to get a hold of us, any of the board members or even out the museum, and we'll connect and get you some tickets. It will be on Sunday, February the 22nd. We'll begin serving at 11 a.m. and we'll until it's gone, or around 1:30. And it'll just be drive-through. We'll have help that'll deliver it to your car. So the weather, you don't have to worry about the weather. You're just going to pull up and tell us how many you want, and we'll fix you up.
Perfect.
So,
and I have a feeling you'll end up ending more on the when it's gone part than at the 1:30 part. That's what I would predict, at least.
We're going to try something different this year, though. We are going to offer, instead of a dinner, just a quart of chicken and noodles if you would prefer to get them that way. So I think it might be a new option that we're offering, and I hope people like the idea, because we give you a hearty meal when we serve out there. So I think anybody that's been there has been very pleased with what they end up with. We usually have chicken and noodles, mashed potatoes, green beans, a roll, a cookie, and you don't go away hungry. They're good servings.
So is all of the food that you just described, that's all in the quart?
That is in the dinner.
In the dinner, okay.
The quart, all you're going to get is chicken and noodles.
Oh, okay, all right. So that works out nicely. So that, again, February 22nd from 11 until 1:30, or until they run out, which, again, I think is going to be the latter one. So that you talked about this being for fundraising, which, I know is important to you folks. And I think you said that this is one of your more significant fundraisers.
Yes. Well, we get no state funding or anything, so we are strictly a volunteer organization that depends on the dues that we get from people and the donations that people give. And donations can include your time. We're always looking for somebody to help with cleanup, sitting in the buildings. When we have school tours, we like to have extra, I think they're called docents, out to help explain what the buildings represent and how they were used in their era. And we just need all the help we can get.
Yeah. So if folks want to volunteer, how would they start that process?
We're still in winter hours right now, so I'll say that right off the bat. We will start being open again in this weekend on Saturdays, and until April, we are just open on Saturdays. And then starting in April through November, we're open on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, 10 to 3. So if you are interested in becoming a volunteer, it's as easy as showing up out there. We'll have a volunteer form for you to fill out, and we'll get you set up and give you a job.
Perfect. No, that is awesome that you're able to bring folks in, and it seems like it's relatively easy volunteer work for people to do. It's not too much of a of a lift or anything like that? Maybe a little bit of training, I would imagine, and then they're right out there, it seems.
There's something everybody can do, and it may be as small as baking cookies for our chicken and noodle dinner, or it may be as big as helping move picnic tables and stuff like that. So we kind of suit the volunteer to something that works for them. We have a certain amount of dusting and cleaning that has to be done before we have an exhibits or have the schools in or anything. So there's always something little needs done. So you don't, it's not real taxing on the body.
Okay, no, that's good. Great to bring in volunteers like that. Anything else you want to add about the chicken and noodles dinner or bringing in volunteers before we move on?
Just try to get your tickets ahead of time from one of the board members, or call and leave a message. We'll get back to you. The phone number out there is 217-824-6922. And there is an answering machine, and we are available on the web, and you can send us Facebook message or whatever. So we're pretty easy to reach if you want to.
Good. Well, that is again Sunday, February 22nd for the annual drive-through chicken and noodles dinner. I want to skip now to, you've got the cleanup day coming up as we get a little bit closer to Earth Day. Talk about what that's like and what people can expect.
Well, after the weather we've had the last week, we're all ready for a little spring. So hopefully by April the 4th, when we have a cleanup day scheduled, it'll be nice weather that we can uncover flowers and rake leaves and dust the buildings. So we're always thankful to get volunteers out there. And it's easier if we set a day and say, come down, we'll find something for you to do and try to get it accomplished.
Beautiful. And, we were just talking about volunteers. Then there's your opportunity to do that Saturday, April 4th.
We'll probably start around 9. So some of us would rather get a little earlier start than 10 o'clock. My day's half over by 10.
Yeah. So no, that's good. A nice little way to start. Anything people should bring if they want to help out?
It doesn't hurt to have a rake or a broom or dust rags, and your energy.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, your cleaning supplies, and yeah, you certainly need a little bit of energy for that. So anything going on like later that day, kind of at the end of the cleanup day, is like a wrap up, anything like that?
It's come and go as you please, so we really don't wrap up. We have been known to have hot dogs and kind of wiener roast or something like that go on noon to in the afternoon. So we kind of mix it up a little bit depending on who's there and what they prefer.
Nice. So you've got a lot going on the cleanup day, Saturday, April 4th. Anything else there you want to add before we move forward?
I don't think so. I think we're pretty good with that. We can go on. The big thing that we're putting together right now is our Earth Day celebration.
Okay.
So it is on Sunday, April the 19th. It'll be from 11 to 3. We are working on kids' activities. It's recycle, reuse. And we try to make it hands-on. In the past, the kids have planted seeds. They've made necklaces. They've made quilt squares. So we try to find something new and gear it towards kindergarten to 6th grade so they can come out and see the museum and the buildings and the artifacts and have a little bit of fun in the process.
Yeah, and I was there last year. You and I were talking about that before we came on. I remember there being a lot of vendors at last year's event. Is that going to be the case this time around too?
Correct. There'll be vendors, and we do have a pie auction. Usually, I believe we got it planned around 12:30-ish. We usually have a variety of pies. Gooseberry's usually pretty popular. Blackberry. We have snuck a few coconut creams in. So we usually have a pretty good variety to pick from. And we usually sell about 10 or 12. So you get a chance to get in there and we can raise some money auctioning pies.
Yeah, I remember the pie auction last year, and it was felt like one of the more notable parts of the event, something that drew in a lot of interest and a lot of attendees. And I remember it being pretty crowded in that part of the area. So
yes, it was. I mean, we get some of those unique flavors like the gooseberries. There's a lot of people have never tasted gooseberry pie, and rhubarb is another one. You either like it or don't. So we have a variety of the unique pies.
Unique pies. Well, can't wait to see what you have this time. Sunday, April 19th. That's their Earth Day event, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And of course, they've got the pie auction after that. Anything else about Earth Day, about the Earth Day celebration before we take a break?
I don't think so. We'll be good.
All right.
So you ready for a break?
Yeah, no, I sure am. We will take a break. We are speaking right now with Jody Heberling, the co-president of the Christian County Historical Society, and we'll continue to after these messages right here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Find out all the great things happening in the Pana area on the WTIM Pana Morning Show, Tuesdays from 8:40 till 10. You'll hear interviews with Pana area community, nonprofit, and business leaders each week. The WTIM Pana Morning Show is brought to you by these sponsors:
Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Pana and Nokomis Dairy Queens, and Okanee Chop Shop.
Did you know that despite the damaging effects of ultraviolet rays to eyes and vision, 40% of U.S. adults do not wear sunglasses while outdoors? Unprotected exposure to the sun increases the risk for serious vision problems. Dr. Smothers Champley and Dr. Craig's at Advanced Eye Care in Taylorville are trained in protecting your eyes from the sun's harmful UV rays with proper protective eyewear. Advanced Eye Care offers fashion lines from Ray-Ban, Vera Wang, Nike, Coach, and more. Call Advanced Eye Care today at 824-4991. Advanced Eye Care, modern eye care, old-fashioned caring.
I'm Will Perkins, President and CEO of Taylorville Community Credit Union. TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Hart Media Group Community Spotlight, allowing a different nonprofit organization to be highlighted on WTIM, WMKR, and WRAN each month.
Hi, I'm Kathy Coker, Executive Director at Loving Arms Pregnancy Center. We provide free, confidential services for anyone navigating pregnancy or parenting challenges. Support with clarity, encouragement, and compassion without judgment. Services include on-site pregnancy tests, options consultations, parenting education, ultrasound referrals, and more. Loving Arms has 2 convenient locations, in Taylorville and in Pana. Call 217-824-7200 or visit lovingarmsillinois.com.
TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Hart Media Group Community Spotlight. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
I'm Police Chief Andrew Pistorius with the Sullivan Police Department, here to talk about a topic no one wants to discuss, depression that many times leads to suicide. When a person is going through such feelings, many times family and friends don't know how to help, but there is help. If you feel depressed or lonely, there are many resources to help you. Call a trusted relative, friend, or minister, or call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline toll-free at 800-273-TALK. That's 800-273-TALK. All of us are here to help.
Taylorville Care Center's personalized therapy program helps you get back to enjoying the season. Whether it's holiday gatherings or winter walks with the grandkids, they'll get you moving again. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Brandy Bruley here, Superintendent of Taylorville Schools. We're proud to be A+ in academics, the arts, and achievement. Find out the many ways we achieve student success every day by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and go Tornadoes.
WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station that's sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm Reed Kamai, joined here by Jody Heberling, the co-president of the Christian County Historical Society. We spent our first segment talking about some of the exciting events that they have coming up, and we spent the first segment looking forward. Why don't we look back now at some of the great things that happened with you folks in 2025. And one thing that certainly stands out to me, I remember when you first talked about it on our show, was the brand new roof on the courthouse. So talk about where we're at with that and what it's been like since then.
Well, it was really exciting that we had a new roof donated to us by Whitney Roofing and Brava, the distributor. We were a little concerned what it would look like, but it is all done. It looks wonderful. You really cannot tell it's a composite and not a true shake shingle roof. And so that should take care of that for a lot of years. And I don't think I'll have to worry about re-roofing the courthouse. They came in and took care of everything. It doesn't leak anymore, which was one of our big concerns. And the fact that they figured out how to donate it is priceless to us because we don't have a lot of extra funding. So anytime we can get something given to us, we're all about it. So it was really a great experience. And we're very thankful that Whitney and Brava worked together to accomplish that for us.
No, that was really awesome. And I remember hearing about that at first, and I wanted to make sure that you had time. Well, of course, I wasn't the one talking to you at that point, but we wanted to make sure you had time to talk about that and shout out the folks who were involved in it. And I'll certainly hope to get out there soon and check it out myself. So you had the roof, and then what were some of the other big accomplishments in 2025 that you can look back at?
We had a pretty successful Earth Day, so we're repeating it. I think this will be probably our third or fourth one that we've focused on an Earth Day celebration. It's hard to decide when to have a fundraiser or activity because Taylorville is such there's always something you can do in this town. So coming up and trying to compete, you've got to kind of find your own little niche that you can focus on. And for us, it seems like Earth Day is one of the ones we've been able to capture and utilize. And then that we were lucky enough to host the Muni Band all summer. They came out every Wednesday evening and performed from 7 till probably almost 9 o'clock most nights. And we had a good following for that. And everybody just loves it because of the atmosphere that is there. It's shady, it's cool. Even on some of the hottest nights, it was still a cool breeze coming through. So that was very successful for us. We also had school tours. We have several different schools that come out, and I think it's usually somewhere between second and fourth grade like to come. Second graders or fourth graders, depending on the school district. And we are able to divide them up in groups and take them through the buildings in little groups and explain things and let them ask questions. They were excited to see some of their school, like Memorial School is on the wall a long time ago.
Yeah. Nice.
So when they find the pictures of that, it's like, oh, that's where we went to school. That's where we're going to school. And the other thing that's really popular is the jail cells in the basement. They have some names that are familiar. And, they're like, that's my uncle, scratched in the wall of the jail. So that's a pretty good laughing point at sometimes. We try to be available for the population to join us and reminisce and let our future generations and current generations realize what life was like 100 years ago.
No, that is really beautiful. And you're able to get a lot of young folks in. You mentioned second graders and fourth graders. Why not the third graders?
It kind of varies. It depends on which school district. Okay. We have one up in Macon County that likes to come down, and a lot of times it's at Thanksgiving time.
Yeah.
And they dress up like little pilgrims and go through, and it's a fun day for them. So we're open to anybody, and with some of the funding and stuff, we're pretty close. So a bus driver's all they got to pay for usually. So, because we don't charge anything for them to come in.
Okay.
Especially on school tours, we are donation oriented. So you might have a jar that you walk by if you wanted to donate, but we don't require it. We try to keep a list of who's been there. So when we do write grants and stuff,
that's right,
that we have the count to say how many people's been through.
Yeah. I tell you what, we do have to wrap it up there. But Jody Hepperling, co-president of the Christian County Historical Society, awesome talking to you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. You as well. And thank you for listening here on WTIM, your information station. We'll have another interview after this break. Stay tuned.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1